Hi, my name is Kelly Hudson. I'm an elementary science teacher in Florida. I'm a Seesaw ambassador. Welcome to my classroom. As a Seesaw certified teacher, I've been using Seesaw for 5 years. When we switched to remote learning last year, Seesaw was the key to my success. My classroom is very active. Students are actively engaged in hands-on learning, investigations, experiments, and STEM challenges. Prior to remote learning, a typical science class consisted of a 2-minute lesson, 25 minutes of hands-on learning, a 2-minute recap, and 12 minutes for students to document their learning in Seesaw. We use Seesaw as our interactive science notebook. Students use photos, video clips, text, labels, and voice to explain concepts, capture their learning, and demonstrate their skills on a daily basis. When faced with remote learning and only one synchronous class per week, I had to be creative with my synchronous lessons. I created activities called learning sequences to teach concepts, reinforce skills, and track student learning. So here's an example of the hands-on activity unlike polls, where the students are actually actively doing a hands-on activity. So what I realized is when we were doing this remote learning that I needed a way to teach the students and to track their learning. So I created these learning sequences, and the learning sequences introduce the concept before they do the hands-on activity. So this is like polls, and the students then would do the activity like polls. And then this is levitating magnets, where the students are, again, building that knowledge. So I'll show you an example of a learning sequence. So they've already know about unlike and like polls. They watch this video by SciKids, and then I get a quick snippet do they understand the concepts. But here I build a little bit up, and there's a little bit more thinking skills. They had to do one continuous line of unlike polls attracting, and on this side, like poles repelling to levitate. And then they have a Quizlet where they get an opportunity to use the Quizlet in any way they want to learn the vocabulary words so that they can take a test. This way, they know the concepts before doing the hands-on activity. So I'll show you an example of a student video.
Today in science, we were doing A3 levitating magnets. The magnets levitate by magnetic force. If they are north and north, if they are like poles, they will bounce off of each other.
So as you can see from that video, this learning sequences really help the students build their knowledge so that they can successfully explain an activity. During remote learning, I noticed that the learning sequences were having a very positive impact on student learning and achievement. I realized that even though I was assigning the same learning sequence to students, they were being individualized. They were telling me that they liked the idea that they could watch the videos as many times as they wanted to. They liked the idea that they could individualize their learning, maybe by using emojis or using their artistic skills. They also liked the fact that they always could go back to the Kahoots if I left it open and practice them multiple times. I liked the fact that I was having them screenshot their results and have it in one place. So that when we found out we were coming back to school in the fall, which, yay, I was so excited, I didn't want to get rid of the learning sequences. So what I've done is I've flipped kind of my classroom, which, I love technology, but I hadn't really thought about flipping an elementary science classroom, but it has worked so well. So again, the night before that we do the hands-on activity, they do the learning sequence. It's also, though, changed what's happening in the classroom. So a typical day, like I said, was 25 minutes for the hands-on, and then 12 to 15 minutes for them to demonstrate their learning with Seesaw. Some students were finishing that in half the time, and then they had this little bit of extra time. Now they get to move on and do the learning sequence. So for me, the learning sequence worked so well in remote learning, but it also works really, really well in the classroom. And so I just am so excited that Seesaw gave us those tools, all of those new tools to make learning so meaningful for our students.